Hi, I'm Lynn.
And I'm Leo. Welcome to Yoga with Lynn and Leo.
And welcome to our tutorial. Today we're going to be working on Virabhadrasana 3. So those of you who find balance really a challenge, then we've got some other options to work towards it.
Yes, and this is a challenging pose, so if you have a look at the classic pose, or if you try the classic pose and it's a bit tricky for you, then that's what the tutorial is about. It's finding ways to enable you to work in the pose so that eventually you'll be able to do the classic pose.
Yes, we hope.
We hope.
Yeah. Okay. It's just building the confidence in this pose. We're going to just demonstrate it on one side. So just so that you know what we're talking about. So Leo's going to show jumping the legs apart, taking the arms up above the head and reaching up. Then turning the back foot in and the front leg out. And then we're coming to a Virabhadrasana 1 action, reaching up and reach forward. So when you're reaching forward, you're extending and then you come up into the pose. So we're just showing you the demonstration here, going extending, reaching into the heel and straightening this leg. And as you can see here, Leo's hips slightly lifted. So she just needs to release these muscles from the center out to the side. And then a big step back for Virabhadrasana 1. And then coming back into a standing position. Okay, and release in. And jump legs together. Stand in Tadasana. So we're going to go through different ways of trying to create a little bit more balance in the pose. So after demonstrating Virabhadrasana 3, we've come to the wall. And we're going to be using firstly the bricks. So this is a really good way to get a dynamic action in the back leg. And this is one of the things that we find in Virabhadrasana 3 is how much you need to charge that lifted back leg so strongly. So have your bricks, judge your distance. So you can just do this really by taking your hands down and just sticking your leg back to the wall. That's it, left leg back to the wall. And you can see that Leo's already in the action. So this is really where you need to be, but just remember that when you start the pose, you lift up out of the pelvis so you come into a really good hinging action. As you extend forward, taking the hands down onto the bricks and then taking your left leg back. So you can see here that the foot is to the wall and you have to stamp so strongly with this action, stamp so strongly. You can see here that Leo's really getting this action nicely on the back. There's an evenness to this pose now. Pushing back with the back leg and seeing that you're keeping this leg extended. So all those fibers have got to lengthen so much. It's a really good way to practice and to learn strength, not only in the back leg, but also lifting up and pulling up through the standing leg and then releasing. And then we come to the other side, extending. So when you come for this pose, it's not dissimilar to a Virabhadrasana 1 action where you have to really, those forward facing pose, you have to cut back with this outer hip so strongly. And then again, grounding in, getting that strength in that back leg, pushing it to the wall. So, and extending, being sure that you're creating this levelness in the spinal region, in this lower back action. So just see that we get this evenness across the spine and then release it. Now for those of you who find going down to the bricks really challenging, then of course you can put your hands onto a chair. That is another way of working, although we're not demonstrating that, but please do use a chair if your hamstrings are really tight, and soon you'll be able to go down onto the bricks. So we have the chair here because we're going to take one leg to the wall and we're going to take the arms to the chair. So this will take a little bit of finding your distance. So I'm going to put the chair here, and then Leo's going to see how she can extend the back leg and the arms. So holding on to the chair top first, and then reaching back with the back leg, extending and lengthening. Yeah. So keeping that action, extending onto the chair, so you're getting more of the action. So just lifting, lifting up here. That's, yes, see, all starts to fall into place. You've got to look forward, reach forward, see that you get the broadness in the upper back, so the chest is going to reach forward, all of these actions. So this really gives you support both ends, for the arms and also for the back leg. So push into the back leg and reach those fingers along the back end of the chair, and then release it, and we come to the other side. So reach in with your right leg this time, extend it, pushing into the wall, and again remember to keep that evenness, and keep that length going, extending. And if you're able to, you can see that Leo's turning the wrists. We're going to come for a pose shortly where we're just using the wrists and no wall. So we're just gradually building different ways to improve your strength, but also to really get that sensitivity in the pose. Understand it's not about rolling out the movement, but about finding your center and finding the evenness in the spine, and then releasing. Standing Tadasana, just recover for a moment or two. So you can see that Leo has 2 bricks in front here. This is so that we come for Utkatasana, and we just start by getting a feel of freestanding with that back leg. So hinging forward, taking your hands onto the bricks. And you may be able to take the hands a little bit lower or turn the bricks the other way. But what's really important about this action is that you extend the leg back and you keep it as extended as possible, but also in line with the back hip. So you're going to take your right leg back first and then extend up. Yes. So you have to see that you get this levelness here, and you push so strongly into the heel, push so strongly into the heel, keeping the lift through the center of the body, pushing as if you've got that heel against the wall again. So the wall really does have its place in practice. It really teaches you how to create that strength with the bony structure. So as if the wall was right there on the sole of the foot, you have to push so strongly, and then release it. And then we come to the other side, extending or reaching. So going to see that you extend, reaching up, extending that heel, and seeing that you get all of the length in the spine. Try to level the lower back as much as you can. So this rotation of the thigh comes, but not rotation of the foot. So you've got to lift those inner thighs right up towards the ceiling, and then releasing down. And coming up into Tadasana. So we're going to show a method now with the chair. So we're starting to come a little bit more into the pose. Okay, so we're back into freestanding, away from the wall. And we're just going to use the chair. So before we come into the full action, we're just going to see that we give ourselves just a little bit more support. So you can see we've got the chair here. Leo's going to step her right leg forward, and then softening that front leg, reaching the arms up, and then extending forward. Now, as Leo comes up, you'll find that maybe you'll come a little bit further onto the top of the chair so that the wrists are supported as you come up. go and see that you extend. So this is a really nice way of working because it just gives you an opportunity to lift the back leg, extend into the heel. That's it. Now you can see here that there's a slight lift here. So we've got to see that we soften these lower back muscles so that we get the levelness of the sacrum. Keep the front body to back body and extend. Okay, and then release it. So this gives you a little bit of an opportunity to feel that extension and also to try to bring some evenness into the pose. It's quite a strong action. But it's really nice having the arms supported. So Leah's going to go a little bit further back this time because actually you really want to have just the wrist on the chair rather than further down with the forearm. So go and see that you come forward, reaching those arms up and bend the leg and go to the chair. That's it. And then extend the leg up. So we have to move the chair a little bit and just have the wrists onto the chair. Now keep strong in that standing leg and extend this back leg up, extend into the heel. Reach in, look forward, and then releasing down. And stand in Tadasana. Well done. So you notice how Leo came out of the pose, back into Virabhadrasana 1, and then standing in Tadasana. So we're going to get rid of the chair completely now, and we're going to come into our freestanding Virabhadrasana 3. So now that you've practiced all these different ways, different modifications to help us to come into Virabhadrasana 3, we're going to go through the classic pose. So, well, Leo's going to go through the classic pose.
Lucky me, yes.
She's also happy about this. All right. So standing in the centre of the mat, and take your hands to your chest and get ready to jump those legs apart. Good. Now rotate the arms and extend the arms all the way up. Now keep that length as much as you can. Now this is a very important stage because as you extend these arms forward, you've got to then understand the back leg action. So what I want you to do is to come up onto the very tip of the big toe and to rotate this back leg from inside out. So just be in this position. Now don't be in a hurry to straighten your legs. So Leo is going to launch herself forward. Now you can step that back leg in a little bit if you're finding the weight is not over the front of the body. So you've got to take the weight all the way this way to then make lightness of this leg. Keep this leg slightly bent and then start to cut back with your outer shin, your outer knee, your outer thigh, and come into the action and go and see, can you lift that back leg and extend and hopefully feel that wall work that we've been doing earlier on. And then a big step back and release in. And then coming up, and yes, we've got the other side to do as well. So turning now, the right foot in, the whole of the left leg and foot out, and again reach up. So hopefully you haven't given up by now. Now bending the front leg and reach. Now for some of you who are quite new to this, we said to be on the very tip of the big toe and rotate the thighs. So turn the heel so that you've got the heel facing up towards the ceiling. Now you may need to step this foot in. So if you step this foot in, it will take your weight forward and it will make this area really light, this leg really, really light. So off you go, up you come. Don't be in a hurry to straighten that standing leg. Cut it back, cut these outer seams right back, and then extend, reaching into those arms and keeping that connection. And then a big step back and coming up into Virabhadrasana 1, and then turning the feet and jumping the legs together. Okay, so we've come to now the end of our Virabhadrasana 3 tutorial. So very challenging pose, but keep practicing.
Yes, it can be actually quite a nice pose once you've mastered it a little, so do keep on working at it, because you might even find that you enjoy it after a little while.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and please click on the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Namaste.